Okay, I'm back for day 20, wearing my commemorative Redskin hat since we beat the Dallas Cowboys, so I had to wear the hat. Um, well, I like two NFL teams, by the way. Obviously I like the Saints. You can see the helmet back there, and I grew up with the Redskins. I got in 6 films on day 20, including Halloween 2018. So let me start with that first. I'm going to do a separate review for that Halloween 2018. Just let me say this. Go see it in the theater. Take the opportunity to go see it. I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. And I'm going to do a separate video and talk about it. Try to do it without spoilers, but I loved it. Next up, The New York Ripper, Lucio Fulci, 1980s sleaze film, and it is sleazy. It really is. You've got the worst scene, I think, is the spoiler alert. The worst scene, I think, is the blade, the razor blade going over the face vertically and then on the eyeball. Ugh, terrible, terrible. But honestly, I mean, when you look at the scenes, I mean, the prosthetics are similar to like Dario Argento's Tenebrae. I mean, it's hard to take it seriously. It's still disturbing. Don't get me wrong, but it's the special effects, I think, kind of mitigate really getting too upset about it. Other than the sax and the gore, I mean, it's still a good film. It's a good murder mystery giallo type film. Enjoyed it immensely, so I give it a 7.5 out of 10. This is a shameless release, and it has quite a number. Oh boy, quite a number of special features there. There's the internal artwork, and you've got a booklet as well. Nice release from Shameless. Next up, I watched Toxic Avenger on a streaming service. Not a fan. I mean, I actually own Toxic Avenger and some of the sequels. I just don't like them, but I ended up selling them off. I just knew I wasn't ever going to watch it again. But it was a subset pick for the 31 days, so I kind of had to watch it. I don't think the humor, it's just slapstick bathroom humor. I mean, it might have been funny when I was 15, but I just don't like it. As I watched it, I was like, it'd be more fun to kind of watch Three Stooges. If I'm going to sit and watch something like this, I'd actually prefer to watch Three Stooges than Toxic Avenger. But the Troma films just don't do anything for me. I know some people like them. It's just not for me. Maybe I'm just getting old, I guess. Next up is, let me talk about Cat People, 1982. Paul Schrader, who directed it, who was really a great screenwriter. He did Raging Bull, for example. It stars Malcolm McDowell, Natasha Kinski, Klaus Kinski's daughter, and it's a reimagining of the original Val Lewton film. And I liked it better than the Val Lewton film. It's set in New Orleans, which I think gives it a kind of an otherworldly gothic feel. It's more of a psychological thriller. Very, very much like the first film. There's not a lot of gore in it. I enjoyed it. The only problem with it is it's almost 2 hours long, and I think they overstay their welcome about 20 minutes. But other than that, I enjoyed the film a lot. And it had been a long time since I'd seen it. Next up is Evil Tunes, 1982. I had no hopes. This is a subset pick, a 31-day subset pick. So I went ahead and watched it. I had very low expectations going into this. It's a Fred Olen Ray movie, so you kind of know those are going to be a mixed bag from the onset. But I enjoyed it. I found myself really enjoying this film. Of course, it stars David Carradine and a bevy of porn stars. Basically, it's a haunted house type film. Not kind of a night of the almost like a night of the demons, where the girls actually turn into these vampire type women. It's gory, fun, silly, and I found myself enjoying it. I'm not ashamed to admit that I actually kind of enjoyed this. It's not I thought it was going to be kind of a cartoony thing, and there are some cartoon elements to it, but it was not overdone. I liked it. It was fun. A lot of TNA. I mean, it was a fun watch. I got no complaints. I give it a 7 out of 10. There are some special features on here, including an audio commentary track, so I'll have to check that out. And then finally, back to Collection 2 of Naschy. This time I watched the Giallo he made. And again, as I said on this set, it seems like this set was Paul Naschy's attempt to cover all the popular genres in the 70s. And this time he takes a shot at the Giallo genre. And that is a dragonfly for each corpse, 1975. Basically, the killer puts a little plastic or dragonfly on each body. That's the little clue that they're giving you. This was a clunky film. You know, I don't know. I think it's a missed hit for me. It was a 5 out of 10. Very clunky. The kills weren't very interesting, and it just kind of the pacing of the story I thought was off. It just fell flat for me. So unfortunately, I didn't like it. So I give it a 5 out of 10. All right. Well, that's going to do it for day 20. Appreciate you watching.